Hello, hello. This is Tara Alemany. I am founder of Emerald Lake Books, and it's so great to have you here again. I hope that you're having a wonderful day today. And I just wanted to kind of touch base. Today, we're going to talk about the business benefits of having a book. And one of the things, just some housekeeping ahead of time, I would ask to please subscribe to our live streams. We do these every Friday at 2 p.m. Typically, they last about 10 minutes. This is only our third one, so it's hard to say exactly how long, but that's the target, is about 10 minutes. And each time we're going to provide some useful information for you. We work predominantly with authors who have specific goals that they're trying to do with their books, trying to accomplish with their books. And we're really looking for people who have those positive messages that really inspire, entertain, or engage their audiences. Last week's episode that we did, this week I said is going to be the business benefits of writing a book. But last week's we did one where we talked about how a book can be the best solution to some of the worst business problems that we see. So this is kind of a continuation of that topic. During that episode, we talked about the fact that some of the worst problems that a lot of small businesses in particular that we talk to have is they find that one of three things always is an issue. They either need more leads, they need to increase their cash flow, or they need greater brand visibility. And in many instances, a lot of these folks are solopreneurs, and so they also feel that there aren't enough hours in the day in order to accomplish everything that they want to do. Now, we feel very strongly that when you have a properly designed and positioned book that has content that is specifically intended to build your business, a lot of these issues start to become less significant because the book itself is going to work for you 24/7, 365 days a year. And as a result, that issue of not having enough hours in the day is not nearly as much of a problem as it was before. Not to say that it goes away completely until you grow to a point where you can actually hire people to help you. That's always going to be somewhat of an issue. But as you go through those growing pains, the book certainly makes things easier for you. So just to talk real briefly about the fact that books are going to eventually generate more leads because of some of the more intangible things that happen when you have a business book. You're also going to increase your cash flow once again because of some of the intangible things. And those are the things that we're going to talk about today, is more of those intangible things. And the other thing that's going to happen is those intangible things are going to create more brand visibility. So let's move on to this week's topics. So when we talk about all of the different intangible things that a book can do for your business, one of the most important things that we see is that when somebody takes the time to sit down and write a book that contains their foundational message for what it is that they do in the world, what it is that makes them unique, and how they help individuals solve problems, that process helps them clarify their message. Now, oftentimes, if you're just starting out, that process of clarifying your message by writing your book is something that then allows you to expand into, say, becoming a speaker or a consultant. Oftentimes, though, if you're already established, you may be a speaker already and work on developing a keynote message that you're then going to turn into a book. So vice versa, it can go both ways, but it is something that really does, that process of digging deep into your knowledge and what you know about a subject really does help clarify your message, because it helps you really formalize what the process is that you use, what the problems are that you solve, and what it is that makes you unique. It also will go about and benefit you in terms of establishing your expertise, because the more that people see you talking about a specific problem, subject that you can solve that problem, and the more often that they hear other people talk about the fact that you helped them with that specific problem, it really does help to establish your expertise. Sometimes the other things that we see, though, is that, for instance, when we work with an author, we will recommend that they go through the process of having their book identified as an award-winning book. So we have them submit to different award competitions, because certainly if you can say that you're an award-winning author, that goes a long way to providing some clout and credence that even if somebody hasn't read your book, they automatically now see you as an expert in whatever it is that you wrote about. That opens doors to being able to have interviews, to be speaking, all sorts of different things. So it really does set you apart from those in your industry who don't have an award-winning book. Another thing that it's going to do is it's going to encourage engagement with your content. So, you sit down, you write a book. There's all sorts of things that you can do with a book, but what you want to make sure is that you're providing opportunities within that book for people to participate in conversations. So right now, I am using, for this particular topic, I am using chapter 3 from my book, Publish with Purpose. And so I am using this content from this chapter in order to provide the material for this particular live stream. But now I can encourage people to engage in what I'm talking about, to leave comments in the live stream, to ask questions if they have them so that I can answer them as we go. And so there's all sorts of things that I can do there to encourage engagement. You also may decide that you want to build a community around that topic. So for instance, one of our authors is Susanna Liller. She has written the book, You Are a Heroine, and it is a retelling of the heroine's journey, or the hero's journey, sorry. And the hero's journey was established by Joseph Campbell. But one of the things that Susanna has learned and experienced over the years is that women experience the hero's journey or approach it a little bit differently than men do. And so as a result, it's important to understand what that process looks like as a woman lives out her life, and being able to then avoid the pitfalls and problems that hold women back. And so in order to, be able to establish her expertise, she's written about that topic. She does workshops around it, which builds a community and creates engagement. And then she also has a Facebook community that she's built around it called the Real Life Heroines Network, where women who are engaging and experiencing in this process can support one another in what it is that they're doing. And so it's a great way to be able to do that. There's other ways, though. It doesn't have to be necessarily something where you think about there being a business behind it. So for instance, a friend of mine, Mark Wayne Adams, he is an amazing children's book illustrator and author. And years ago, he illustrated John Hope's book called Frozen Floppies. And these floppies are these little frozen animals, and they have this thing that they're trying to accomplish. But what I thought was marketing genius was he realized the fact that when people buy this book, oftentimes it's grandparents who are trying to engage with grandchildren. And so on the interior of the dust jacket of that particular book, he has a sewing pattern so that grandparents can sit down and do a sewing project with their grandchildren where they create a frozen floppy. And then the encouragement is to post photos with a specific hashtag online. Now, the idea is everyone is posting their own photos of the memories they've made in sewing these frozen floppies with other people, with their grandchildren, but they're sharing this in social media, which builds a community again, because now these are folks that are all experiencing and enjoying a specific story. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. But the other thing is that as your expertise is established, your community is built, there's engagement going on, people want more from you. I give the example oftentimes with this one of John Siskovich's stress-free chicken tractor plans. It is a tongue twister, but it is a design plan for how to build your own mobile chicken coops for backyard poultry, pastured poultry. And so in terms of generating demand, he has that book, but he's looked at, all right, he's building a community that is backyard poultry growers. And what else do they need besides how do you build a mobile chicken coop? So they need to know specific information if they're doing egg layers versus broilers. And so he has other materials that are all targeted towards the same audience. And it generates more demand in terms of what people want from him. So as a result, it allows you to grow and expand your business in a way that is authentic and natural and serves the community that you're already building. And of course, the most important thing that a business building book can do is help you build your mailing list. You want to make sure that there are always opportunities for people to get bonus materials or reach out to you, or various opportunities to coach with you or see one of your webinars. And each of these are opportunities for a reader to now end up on your mailing list. And as any internet marketer will tell you, the money is in the mailing list, because as you build those relationships and as you grow that community, each time you come out with something that is suitable for them, they're going to be interested in it and buy it from you. So it's a great way of really using your book to build your business. And so this is just a quick recap on, how some of these major issues that businesses deal with can be solved. And it's a little bit of some out of the box thinking, but it is a great way of being able to really establish that community and kind of carve out a niche for yourself. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this interesting. Next week's topic is going to be a little bit different. We're going to move away from talking about the business aspects of a book, and instead we're going to talk about a specific tool called BookFunnel. BookFunnel is something that can often be used to drive book sales. So if you want to be able to sell more books, you'll want to tune into this particular episode. It's going to be very interesting, and I hope to see you then. Take care. Bye.